Hey Gearfacts geezers, today I've got my hands on a second-hand Roland Micro Cube RX. This is a slightly more comprehensive edition of the Micro Cubes that we're used to seeing. This one has the 4-speaker system. Each of those looks like a 4-inch speaker, I think. I believe the idea is that this is supposed to send out better sound reproduction of your MP3 files or any other external audio that you're putting out through this amp, making it a more versatile solution for general purpose applications. On the top panel we've got our usual equalizer up in the top left, our modulation effects and delay and reverb together here. This is good. Over here we've got the rhythm guide. You'll see a list of rhythm styles there around this knob in the center, but there are 3 variations on each of those patterns, so I guess that gives us 30 different rhythm patterns that we can play along with. You just tap along with the tap tempo button right here, and that should get your tempo about right, and there's a separate volume control for how loud the drum machine's. That's a very nice extra feature. Down here, the tuner control, as we've seen before, the boost control, as we've seen on other models as well, and our series of amp models. A lot of mixed opinions about these amp models on the Cube series, but we'll have a closer listen to that in just a moment. And of course there's a separate mic channel, which is just your clean channel for any other sound source. Gain, volume, and your power switch to finish off. What's on the back? Well, Micro Cubes are often loved, of course, for their battery power. This one takes 6 AA's. The manual makes promises that it can go for something like 6 or 8 hours with constant playing, so even if it only lives up to half of that, I think that's still a pretty good run on a set of AA batteries. External power socket there, just runs on a 9-volt DC adapter. Over here we've got some foot switch options, recording out or headphone socket, basically a stereo out, and your auxiliary in both 3.5 and 6.5mm, which is pretty handy. So in theory I guess you could run 3 instruments through this machine, or 2 instruments and a microphone, and depending how loud you have it, you should get pretty good sound reproduction. Okay, let's start with all our settings in the middle. Oh, a little bit of reverb maybe. No modulation effects at this stage. We'll start with the JC clean, with gain up about half, volume at about half. Sounds pretty good. Let's raise that gain a bit. Yeah, it's good. Let's move on to the black panel. I personally would like a little bit more treble and middle in that. Let's try a little bit of delay. Sounding pretty good. Let's move on to Brit combo. Well, apart from my bad guitar playing, that's a classically British feel. Nice. Okay, let's move on to classic stack. Yeah, I've never been able to get that model to work all that well for my particular style of playing. This is the metal model. That's got a nice feel to it. And rectifier. That flange is a little bit schlompy for me. Let's try a phaser. Now that rectifier, I'm just going to pull the gain right back and try that as a nice overdrive. Back even more. As our guitar slowly goes out of tune, I will say to you that the Micro Cube RX, I think, is the best of the portable Micro Cubes, or I should say best of the Micro Cubes so far. The 4-speaker system looks like a gimmick, but I think it actually does really work. Oh, and that just reminds me, I didn't play you any of the rhythms. Let's hear them. Okay, now as you can see, you press the variation button, you've got red, off, and green. That's your 3 different rhythm types for each of these rhythms below. Bit of dust there, sorry about that. Let's turn it down to the metronome, starting with red. Just your nice basic for recording. And a couple of different variations on that. But really you want to hear the rhythms, don't you? So let's play them. That's certainly a hoedown. Let's slow that a little bit. Well, there you go. Not earth-shattering rhythms, but certainly good for a bit of practice jamming or getting the ideas together for an overall song. And that sums up all the features of the Micro Cube RX. I do really like it. It's a great size, it's a good look, it's a good sound, and overall a really great product. Thanks for liking, commenting, or subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Gearfacts.